Hello, 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 and welcome to Oasis Wellness of Life. And boy, do we have a treat for you today. We have Miss Whitney Washington joining us. She is the co-founder of Life Addicts Studio. Hello, my dear. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me today. How are you?
Oh, I am doing super fantastic for sure today. I am just so, you all have no idea how long I've been wanting to grab her and have her to make an appearance on the podcast. She is everything, well, life addicts. She's everything wellness. And, I have to pop my collar a little bit. She's actually my daughter. And I'm so excited to have her here today. So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good today. Did some errands before we got here and had some calls, have some calls after, but I'm excited to just kind of take a moment and have this conversation.
Well, I'm happy that you have a moment to have a conversation with your mom. Y'all just don't know.
Absolutely. Always take moments for conversations with mom.
Absolutely. And boy, do we have some amazing conversations. But we're going to hold that one for our next episode because I want to make sure that we dive into the phenomenal work that you are doing. I am so mommyly and just proud of you for, everything that you and your husband, my son, Travis, is actually doing. So tell us a little bit about Life Addicts and what the studio and what everything is all about. It's so exciting.
Oh, of course. We own a fitness studio here in Grand Rapids. It's actually in Alger Heights, the business district. It's a small community in Grand Rapids. So it's a boutique fitness studio. And really, we just help people to live their best life, live their fittest life, regardless of how old they are, how much experience they have, whatever their fitness level is. And we teach people four core things, which is how to eat well, how to exercise often, how to engage community, and then how to enjoy the lifestyle. So everything we do is centered around those four pillars of transformation. And so far, so good. We've had some really great stories about people's lives being changed as a result of them just being a part of the community.
That is so phenomenal. I have to tell a little story about when I came in and went to one of your classes before the pandemic and everything. And, I was just so impressed how, well everything was, organized and how the studio was just so, well, first of all, we always walk into a studio and we look for cleanliness. So it was just clean. It was really just well laid out. The plan was laid out well. The step class that I actually attended just got me to understand that I needed to kick it up quite a few gears because the step class was really, it was fun, but it was just so well organized. So you want to share with us some of the results that you're getting for some of your clients?
Oh, yeah, sure. So we really like to focus on non-scale victories because media, commercialism, all that stuff, it makes the fitness industry, it makes fitness in general seems unattainable for people and impossible for people and so, so, so hard. It is challenging, but it doesn't have to be something that feels like it's out of your reach. And so for us, we don't really focus on the numbers, though we do have clients that have lost weight, that have lost, 50 pounds over a year. And for them, that's super important. But what we really try to focus on, like I said, is non-scale victories. So, for example, when we first started, the thing that really got me, because my husband started the business, was we had a client come in and he wanted to be a police officer for the Washington State Capitol Police. And he took his physical readiness test, and unfortunately, he did not make it the first time. So he came to us, worked with my husband over a period of maybe 3 to 5 months. He was down like 40 pounds. His strength had gone up. They worked on each of those physical readiness components, and by time he took the next test that spring, he passed. He made it. And for me,
Wow.
that was a thing because it was about more than just dropping some pounds real quick to fit into a swimsuit, which, I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. There's no judgment. But for us, it was like, how can we change people's lives? And for him, it was like attaining this dream. But the obstacle of fitness was in his way. And so we just kind of helped move it out of the way and helped him conquer that. I think another one that's notable is we had a client who his brother needed a kidney. And unfortunately, he couldn't give it to him at the time because his BMI was too high. And so we worked with him on that. He lowered his weight because your BMI is essentially your height and your weight. You can't change your height, so you have to change your weight. So we did that with him. He was able to donate his kidney. Um, I think the last one, we have a ton of these, but the last one that I'll say is just more of like a self-confidence one. We had a client, super, super sweet. She moved away about a year ago, but super, super sweet personality. And for her, she came to us in tears after a while of training with us because she said she got on an airplane and she could fit in the seat. And for her,
Wow.
that was like, you don't know how like self-conscious I was for having to buy two seats. And like then I got there where I was going and I could run around with my family and I could breathe and I could play with the dog and I could like I wasn't out of breath. And so for us, that's why we do what we do. And those are the types of results that we try and not try to, that our clients actually do achieve.
That's beautiful. I love the non-scale victories that you talk about, because with the Oasis Wellness of Life and the Oasis Wellness Centers and Academy, that's what we focus on. We want, and I think it's going to be a great. I'm not going to announce anything right now, but we're working on being able to refer clients back and forth because being in the naturopathic arena, we do have the clients that at most of our clients say, well, what can I eat? If I can't eat this, what can I eat? And we also work towards exactly what you said about not focusing in on the scale because that can deter people from, because they're losing the inches and they're toning but then the scale doesn't show it, so it deter them. And sometimes because their mind hasn't completely, they haven't completely but they don't have a complete understanding, they then say, well, if it's not working, then they go back to their old habits or and
Yeah,
such. So having a referral partner to say, you know what, this is what you can eat and this is how, because we more focus on the herbal supplements and and getting them on a cleanse and and helping to educate them. But then also that's the big question: if I can't eat this, what can I eat? One of the things that I was so impressed by is when I came to visit. And, I just have to let you all know, I was so, just so excited about how they just, everything was, there was no meat. And I was happy about that because it's hard for me to go somewhere and be able to enjoy myself without meat because, a lot of families haven't converted over, but, the grilling and, the vegetables, even the I think it was a lime popcorn that I'm craving. There was just so many wonderful options. And that's what I tell people too, is that you don't have to give up flavor for your health. You can, there's other ways, but, being able to educate people on what the options are is so important.
absolutely. I would totally agree with that. And I think that a lot of times people think that, oh, if I'm going to be healthy, if I'm going to eat healthy, I got to eat twigs and berries. Like that's all I can have is twigs and berries. And that's not the case. And I think it goes a lot deeper into being empowered to make mindful, like health conscious decisions. Whereas it's like, even if it says vegan on the package or plant based on the package, first off, it's in a package, so anything that has a label on it isn't necessarily in its natural form. So that's the first thing. The second thing is like just making sure that you're not replacing all of your processed meat foods and dairy foods with a whole bunch of processed vegan foods and plant-based foods, because the key there is processed and you're still putting junk into your body, even if it's not meat or dairy. It's still made in a plant, not coming from a plant. And so I think for us, it was learning the balance of like, okay, we do still want a burger every now and then, but we don't want to eat beef. So we're also not going to eat a million like plant-based burgers all day, all the time. That still needs to be a mindful consideration of like, yes, we can have it on special occasions, but we made a conscious decision to have it versus feeling like I have to have it. Like we're in control of our eating habits. It's not controlling us. Food doesn't control us. Food is meant to nourish us, and we're in control of those decisions. So
That is amazing. That is so amazing. So with the big transition with the pandemic and everything that's happened, I know you all had to do, you had to do a shift. You want to talk a little bit about that shift and, how you were able to successfully do that?
Yes, of course. That was a challenge. My goodness. I mean, not that it wasn't a challenge for the rest of the world, because it absolutely was and still is. First, we went into online, obviously, literally the day that it shut down in Michigan, March 16th, 2020. We went right online with Zoom because we had already started kind of doing that. So we were positioned and prepared to do that. But then our clients are really, we've really built a community where people are like, I didn't see you yesterday. Like, I'm going to call you and see. We have clients that like came to us, didn't know each other beforehand. And now it's like, oh, I'm over such and such's house. Or they'll post pictures of like playing with each other's kids. And so for us, it was like, how do we bring people back together in a safe way when we can? And so we transitioned from being more of a boot camp and aerobics class type studio to a group personal training facility. And so that means that as opposed to having 16 people in one session all doing the same thing, or 18 people or 24 and just kind of being cramped and crowded, that we only have 4 people in a session at once with one personal trainer. You have designated times that you actually train a couple times a week with the same people. So you're still building that community, but you're also way more than 6 feet apart. So you're able to do the same things, work out, get that private attention from the trainer, more private with it being a smaller group. And we found that our clients actually like that a lot more. We've gotten quite a few of them tell us like, oh, this feels like, it really does feel like personal attention. Like I can ask you a question, you can correct my form. It's not like, oh, you missed it because you were working with, 10 other people before you got to me and time ran out. It's like, no, it feels really, really good. And it's also a great, a sustainable business model for us as well.
Wow, that is absolutely beautiful. So if we have folks out there that want to get in contact with you and want to reach out with you, how would they do that?
Great question. So they can check us out online. Our website is lifeaddictstudio.com. Or they can check us out on social media. That's Facebook or Instagram, all /Life Addicts Studio. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Facebook and Instagram. So we can, or so we're not just, if it's just for the people that are in Grand Rapids, but people can actually visit you online and take your classes online and be able to still get training.
That's a great question too.
Okay.
So we are also working on online training. So we do have a few online clients that do not come to us physically in person, where we will write up a plan for you. And so in our business, we have a private coaching app where we actually have the workouts, like the videos that you need to do and follow in that app. So it's not just written down on a piece of paper and you're trying to figure out what exercise is this. It's the actual videos of us doing the movements that you follow. So we have a few clients in that right now. We're testing it, making it great, and then we'll be opening that up. But if people were interested in that as well, they just go to our website, lifeaddictstudio.com, and hit that free consultation button. And that's something that we could go ahead and hop on a call and talk about.
That is wonderful. Again, I am so proud of you and all of the work that you're doing, and all of the, it's just it's a work from the heart, and that's what I think. That's why I think you all are so successful, and I just think that you're gonna, blow up. I can see you being, I don't know if now in this climate they're looking at franchising or anything like that, because I think everything went online. But whatever it is that your heart's desire, I'm sure that you just put it out there and it'll be accomplished, because I think you and Travis both, you're just an awesome team together. And I'm a fan of Team Washington, a true fan.
Well, thank you. I'm a fan of you as well. And she doesn't know I'm gonna say this, but guys, my mom is like the most amazing woman in the world. And like I got this passion, this all stemmed from I told her this a couple days ago, just a memory I had when I was really, really little. We used to do workout classes in a community room at an apartment building that we lived in. And that's my first memory of like health and wellness and fitness and being like, oh my gosh, this looks like so much fun. Everybody's laughing, like everybody's having fun, everybody's moving. And then even getting a little bit older and mom being like, okay, I learned something. We're not going to eat pork. We're not going to eat beef anymore. We're going to figure this out as a family because that's not good for you. And like as a kid, of course, I'm like, what you mean I can't eat bacon? Like I've been eating bacon all my life. I want bacon. But now as a parent with a child who I'm teaching like nutritional values, I am beyond grateful that my mother was like, even though she didn't have all the answers and no parent does, but that she was like, okay, I learned this. I'm going to share this. My family's going to do this, because that's like, we did Taibo like in the living room. Like I remember those moments. And then I met Billy Blanks and I'm like freaking out because I met Billy Blanks and everybody's like, who's Billy Blanks? And I'm, you don't know Billy Blanks? Like, what do you mean? He's like amazing. Like, I don't know. It's a whole thing. So all the seeds that my mom laid, like created this foundation of which now I can go out and impact so many people's lives because it started at home. So thank you.
Wow. I thank you for that. I truly thank you for that. And actually, I can drop the mic right there because I'm going to start crying up and tearing up. So I'm going to drop the mic right there. But again, I thank you so much. And I am so proud of you. And I'm just excited to be able to just watch you just prosper and you flourish. And, it's amazing. So I'm so happy that you're here. You have an open invitation when you can squeeze us in for 15 or 20 minutes or what have you. We're definitely looking forward to it. And we're also looking forward to bringing Travis on as well. And we're just going to keep growing and going, So thank you again. Appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Love you, Mama.
Oh, love you as well. And for you all out there, you never know who's watching you. Just, that's why we encourage you to be your best self and to be your authentic self and to continue to grow and continue to go. So until next time, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe and stay fearless. Bye for now.